So exciting, the audience will stop and cheer. So delighting, it will run for 50 years.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 movie musicals of the century so far.
You're the Muppets! You do this to music!
Well, all right!
For this list, we'll be setting aside animated movies and focusing our attention on the best live-action musical movies the 21st century has provided us as of the end of 2021. What 21st century musicals top your list? Let us know in the comments. Number 20. High School Musical 2. The first High School Musical was a modern take on the classic tale of Romeo and Juliet without the whole "they both die at the end" part. It's a good thing, because otherwise we wouldn't have the sequel, which, at least according to critics, was a step up from the original. School's out for summer in the second film, and the gang, the music, and the dancing are back to keep us, even those of us years past our tweens, highly entertained. To quote your favorite late-night infomercial, but wait, there's more! Because they didn't stop there, releasing High School Musical 3 senior year the following year. Yet another hit for the franchise.
I want the rest of my life to feel just like a high school musical.
Number 19. Beauty and the Beast. The 2017 live-action version of Beauty and the Beast had a lot to live up to, being an adaptation of the much-loved and highly acclaimed 1991 animated movie.
I hope you are not too startled.
Why would I be startled? I'm talking to a candle.
Candelabra, please.
Enormous difference.
The first animated film to win a Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture Musical or Comedy, and the first animated movie to be nominated for a Best Picture Oscar. Even with all that, to say the 2017 film lived up to expectations might be underselling it.
Perfect, a pure paragon.
You can ask any Tom, Dick, or Stanley, and they'll tell you whose team they prefer to be on.
The movie features all the iconic songs from the original film, as well as the magic and the joy of that 1991 animated classic.
They can sing, they can dance. After all, miss, this is France. And a dinner here is never second best.
Not to mention grossing over $1 billion, making it the second biggest movie of the year behind Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Number 18. The Muppets.
It's time to play the music.
It's time to light the lights.
It's time to meet the Muppets.
It may not be the best Muppet movie of all time, as that title still, and probably always will, belong to 1979's The Muppet Movie. But after some highs and lows in the Muppet movie franchise in the intervening 3 decades, 2011's The Muppets was a high for the franchise and for musicals of the century.
Everything is great, we'll live happily ever after. And we'll keep giving the world the third greatest gift: laughter!
Co-written by and starring the always enjoyable Jason Segel, The Muppets doesn't shy away from the nostalgia of the franchise. In fact, the movie happily leans right into it, and that's hard to resist for anyone whose childhood comes with memories of those funny felt-covered puppets. And the film's 95% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes would suggest we aren't the only ones who think so.
You still got it, man.
Number 17. The Greatest Showman.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
2017's The Greatest Showman starring Hugh Jackman is a musical drama loosely based on the life of P.T. Barnum and his creation of Barnum's American Museum. The film was a huge financial success, bringing in over $400 million worldwide and becoming one of the highest-grossing live-action musicals ever. It also gave us the original song This Is Me, which won a Golden Globe and was nominated for an Oscar. And sure, the film wasn't as well received by the critics, but at least they talked about it. Because, as P.T. Barnum is credited with saying, there is no such thing as bad publicity.
Impossible comes true. It's taking over you.
This is the greatest show!
Number 16. In the Heights. Money isn't everything, especially when it comes to judging the quality of a film based solely on its box office success or failure. In the Heights is a perfect example.
That's a part of the routine. Everybody's got a job, everybody's got a dream.
Lin-Manuel Miranda had already taken home a Best Musical Tony Award years earlier for the stage production, and after the mega success of Hamilton, there were big expectations for the In the Heights movie. And critically, the film lived up to them, scoring a very impressive 94% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, que calor, que calor, que calor, que calor, oh, oh.
However, with a break-even number of $200 million, the film only took home $43 million. The pandemic and the film's presence on HBO Max obviously played a role, but a musical this joyous is bound to have a life beyond the box office.
From Puerto Rico to Santo Domingo, wherever we go, we rap our people and the beat go.
Number 15. Across the Universe. The Beatles are to art and entertainment what bacon is to the culinary world.
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key.
They make everything better. Visitors to Las Vegas saw it with Cirque du Soleil's production of Love. Kids have seen it with Beat Bugs on Netflix. And moviegoers got a delicious taste back in 2007 with the jukebox musical Across the Universe. Featuring over 30 songs from, arguably the greatest band of all time, the film tells of love, war, and social and political upheaval in the 1960s. Throw in the eye-catching visual style, and this is a must-see regardless of whether you're a Beatles superfan or not. Number 14. Into the Woods. You might notice that a number of films on this list are adaptations of Broadway productions, and Into the Woods is no exception. The original show made its Broadway debut all the way back in 1987, and over the years there were a number of attempts to turn it into a movie.
Possible. Very, very possible.
But where others failed, Disney, as is often the case, succeeded. With Rob Marshall directing and a cast that includes Meryl Streep and Emily Blunt, the film was definitely not lacking for talent.
I don't want your bread. Then what is it you wish? It's not what I wish. It's what you wish.
And although it did receive some criticism for changes made in the adaptation from the stage, this fairy tale left us feeling anything but grim.
Am I not sensitive, clever, well-mannered, considerate, passionate, charming, as kind as I'm handsome, and heir to a throne? You are everything maidens could wish for.
Number 13. Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
It's Todd now. Sweeney Todd. And he will have his revenge.
From one Sondheim to another, the story of a serial killer barber in Victorian England might not sound like a great idea for a musical, but guess what? It is. It was in 1979 when it won the Tony Award for Best Musical, and in 2008 when Tim Burton's film adaptation took home the award for Best Picture Musical or Comedy at the 65th Golden Globes.
Have charity towards the world, my pet.
Yes, yes, I know, my love.
We'll take the customers that we can get.
We also have to give Johnny Depp kudos for his performance as the eponymous Demon Barber. Of course, we didn't doubt his ability to give a haunting performance, but we were certainly surprised, pleasantly of course, by the vocal chops that the role of Sweeney Todd allowed him to showcase.
You've been locked out of sight all these years, like me, my friend.
Number 12. Rent.
It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of Fred.
In 2005, the movie musical Rent premiered in theaters, almost 10 years after the stage musical made its debut on Broadway. That's just under 525,600 times 10 minutes. With 6 of the actors from the Broadway show returning for the film, the movie had a connection to the material that other film musical adaptations don't, and it came across in the production.
Viva la vie poème!
While there were some critics and audience members who could take it or leave it, Rent is one of the 21st century musicals that we will always take.
Take me, baby, or leave me.
Number 11. Tick Tick Boom. Tick Tick Boom brings together modern-day musical royalty. The 2021 film is an adaptation of the off-Broadway show written by Rent creator Jonathan Larson.
At least you're not alone, your friends are there too.
And it was directed by none other than In the Heights and Hamilton writer Lin-Manuel Miranda. With talent like that, we were sure hoping this one would be good. And we weren't disappointed.
The main thing, though, is that it's first-rate work and has a future. And so do you.
The original stage production was performed as a rock monologue by Larson himself back in 1990, but it went through a number of changes during his time with it, and was also reworked by others following his death in 1996. The film does a good job of honoring the essence of the piece and of Larson himself.
Fear or love, baby, don't say the answer. Actions speak louder than
Number 10. Mamma Mia. This 2008 jukebox musical features songs written by the Swedish band ABBA. And, like ABBA's music, the film is bright, fun, catchy, a little cheesy, and hard to resist.
Gonna do my very best, and you know if you put me to the test, you let me try. Take a chance on me.
The filmmakers took a chance on turning the hit Broadway musical into a movie, and it worked, as the film raked in lots of money. Over $600 million, in fact.
Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world.
And the love for the movie didn't stop there, as people in the UK and Sweden said I do to the release of the DVD. By the end of 2008, it was the best-selling DVD ever in both countries.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist ya?
Number 9. Enchanted. In 2001, DreamWorks poked fun at Disney with their animated classic Shrek. But in 2007, Disney showed that they can also laugh at themselves with Enchanted.
Why are you staring at me?
I don't know, it's like you escaped from a Hallmark card or something.
The film is a mostly live-action musical that fondly pays tribute to classic Disney animated movies, while also spoofing said films with a knowing wink to the audience. And let's not forget the great songs.
How do you show her you love her?
How does she know that you really,
Truly love her.
I've never heard
How
this song.
does she know that you love her?
The Disney catalog of songs is just as impressive as its movies, and Enchanted lived up to those high expectations. So much so that at the 2008 Academy Awards, 3 of the 5 Best Original Song nominees were from Enchanted.
Sing along. If you cannot sing, then hum along. As we're finishing our happy working song.
Number 8. Dreamgirls. What film was nominated for the most Oscars at the 79th Academy Awards in 2007?
Be a dream girl. Oh, yeah. Dream girl.
That's right, it was Dreamgirls. The musical, inspired by the era of Motown and very loosely based on the story of the Supremes, was nominated for 8 Oscars. The film is a crowd-pleasing adaptation of the 1980s Broadway musical, and it made Jennifer Hudson a star and the youngest African-American to win an acting Oscar.
And you just wanna love me.
The movie was also nominated for 3 Best Original Song awards, becoming the first live-action movie to do so, 1 year before Enchanted did it.
I know you're the best. You passed every test. It's almost too good to be true. You're the perfect fit for me.
Number 7. Once. There was once a guy who played music and fixed vacuum cleaners who fell in love with a girl who played music and sold flowers.
10 years ago, I fell in love with an Irish girl. She took my heart.
But while that might sound like the intro to a typical Hollywood romance, Once doesn't follow the typical romantic movie storyline, which is just one of the things that makes it so amazing. There's also the beautiful music, which was written and performed by Glenn Hansard and Markéta Irglova, the ones who play the guy and the girl in the film.
When your mind's made up, when your mind's made up, there's no point trying to stop it, you see.
Remember how Enchanted was nominated for 3 Song Awards at the Oscars in 2008? Well, all 3 lost to Falling Slowly from Once.
Raise your hopeful voice. You had the choice. You've made it now.
Number 6. Les Miserables. While we haven't done the math, we're willing to say that there have been more adaptations of Les Mis than any other film on this list.
How it all increases, all those bits and pieces. Jesus, it's amazing how it grows.
Victor Hugo's 19th century novel and the 1980 stage musical are only the tip of the iceberg. It's as if every generation has their own version of Les Mis. And for this century, at least so far, the standout is the 2012 film.
My place is here, I fight with you.
A film that reinvigorated the classic tale and took home 3 Golden Globes, 4 BAFTAs, and 3 Oscars, including a Best Supporting Actress sweep for Anne Hathaway. Number 5. West Side Story.
When you're a jet, you're a top cat in town. You're a gold medal kid with a heavyweight crown.
If we were putting together a list of the best movie musicals of the 20th century, West Side Story would be on it. And now the 21st century has an equally great West Side Story as well.
Tonight, there's only you tonight. What do you want? What do you do? What you say?
Steven Spielberg and a cast of talented actors, singers, and dancers managed to breathe new life into a remake many didn't think was even needed.